Don't panic, man. I'm just writing my autobiography. I'm actually just writing my autobiography. 21st century style. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a computer that could record the words? You know, instead of having to type out all the words and write out all the words, which normally I do, you know, write things. Wouldn't it be amazing if you had a computer that could actually record the words as you spoke them and publish them at the same time? Wouldn't that be amazing? God, you know how many years I spent writing down things? This is quite nice actually. I'm just resting my hands tonight. You know, a bit busy. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a computer that could actually record words and publish them at the same time? And if anybody wanted to read the book, they could, oh, that'd be fun. How am I going to invent something like that? No, anyway, yeah, I'm doing my autobiography bit. Alright, so we used to have these chair fights at school, Hatfield School. That was fun. Do you remember Bill? Actually, good point, Hatfield School got demolished, didn't it? Well, no, it's a library or something now, but library, I don't know. New Barfield, no. Yeah. Does anybody remember Bill? I used to have this knack of drawing cartoons at school. You know, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I used to draw cartoons of the teachers. I used to draw cartoons of the teachers on the blackboard. I did that quite a lot. Even when I went to college, I did that as well. Problem is, you know, they all get wiped away, don't they, on the blackboard. I used to draw quite a lot of characters. Caricatures, cartoon things. I used to do cartoons on the blackboard at Hatfield School. That was my forte. I was quite good at it, actually. I used to do it quite a lot. I used to draw cartoon pictures of the teachers on the blackboard, so it was quite good fun. A long time ago, that was. I don't actually paint a lot these days, but anyway. I was talking about Saturday night, wasn't I? Yesterday. Saturday night. I went to see Sister Act, actually. It was very good. Actually, it's on for another week. Still on until the end, for another week. It's the 23rd, I think, of August. But Sister Act, I think, is on until the end of the month. Well, for 5 more days. So it's worth going to see. It's beautiful. Fucking incredible. I went to see the theatre. I'm doing another theatre review. Sister Act. This is my theatre review for Sister Act at Stevenage. I took Lee. It was fucking brilliant. Fucking great show. Really, really professionally done. Amazing show, actually. Do you know, they must have had about a dozen people behind the scenes, you know, at least. It's amazing how quickly they just change the sets every fucking 10 minutes in this Sister Act. You know how it is normally when you act. Well, I suppose normally. But in this Sister Act, it's very, very clever how they do things. You know, there's front screen and then there's all these people dressed in black moving over all the time. And it's fucking incredibly clever. The scenery in that Sister Act was amazing. The way they actually changed the scenery in that Sister Act. You know, dozen people dressed in black moving all the scenery about. And it's fucking like watching a film on that. Well, it's better than that. The Sister Act musical. I went to see it in Stevenage. Sister Act. Fucking brilliant show. If you get a chance, go and see Sister Act at Stevenage. It's fucking fantastic. Amazing, amazing show. It must take about 200 or 300 people to do that show. Yeah, you got about sort of like say, I mean, you think about the theatre, right? About theatre, you maybe have 20 cast members or 30 cast members, you know, actors on the stage. But you still got all those people doing the lighting. The lighting was fantastic. Costumes. Actually, I was watching it at the end of that Sister Act, and they had this silver costume sort of thing, and on stage dancing like these nuns, mad nuns dancing. And all of a sudden, their costumes changed to gold. And then it changed to red, and then blue, because you got the lighting. The light reflects on the costumes, and it was like kaleidoscopic, beautiful. That Sister Act was fucking beautiful. Very kaleidoscopic. Especially that final bit when they're wearing the silver costumes. And then the lights changed to gold, so the costumes turned gold. And the lights turned to red, so the costumes turned red. Then they turned to green, and the costume. It was fucking amazing. You got to see it live. You got to see it to believe it. It was fucking brilliant. Sister Act, I thoroughly recommend it. Steve Nichols, fucking excellent. Really good show. Brilliant show. Love it. It's really good, definitely. Anyway, I was talking about life, wasn't I? Yeah, but we were. Have you noticed how quiet it is on Saturday nights, generally? Yeah, I did go to the theatre yesterday, and it was fantastic. Sister Act was fantastic. Great acting, great people. Really nice people. I met some of them down at this tube station. So anyway, yeah. But fucking hell, what a show. That was a brilliant show. Really brilliant. I'll be back. I love theatre. I love going to the theatre. I really do enjoy it. And it costs about 20 quid downstairs. 20 quid to see a fucking brilliant show. Worth every penny. Anyway, yeah. I was talking about my fucking childhood life. Well, 49 now. 49 now. But when we were... Have you noticed how quiet it is in the neighbourhood, basically, on a Saturday night? Saturday night. Quiet as a mouse. Even the pub sounded quiet, you know. People talking maybe, but no music. No loud music anymore. It's 2015. Where is the music then? Where is the fucking music? You know, me and my mates, when we were teenagers, Bill Shirley, Paul Salute, Roger Deans, Steve Murray, Dan Barnes, and quite a lot of others. I can't remember it. And Andy was there. What's his name? Oh, there's loads of many fucking. We had loads of fucking gang down Bill Shirley's. Do you remember when videos first got released? Is one for the old Hatfield mob? Because they think they're so fucking hard these days. It's for the old Hatfield mob. Yeah, originals, man. Bill Shirley. Yeah, isn't it true? It's for Bill Shirley, Roger Deans, Dan Barnes, and stuff like that. Paul Salute. In fact, I did see Paul Salute and me in 2004, was it? I think it was Paul Salute. I saw Paul Salute in 2004, I think it was. You know when we had the march for the age of consent, the gay age of consent? You know when we tried to lower the... Paul Salute, this is specifically for Paul Salute. We tried to lower the age of consent for gay sex down from 21. Sorry, it was 2004. Charge of the Light Brigade. How many survived? Paul Salute. 2004, I think it was. We had that march in London to try and lower the age of consent down from 21 to 18. Did you know in 2004 the age of consent was for gay sex was 21? I said in 2004. The age of consent for gay sex was 21. 21. You were supposed to be 21 before you had gay sex in 2004. Right? Paul Salute, you were on the march as well. It was the night that Derek Jarman died, Paul. I've known Paul Salute since I was 5 years old, Paul. Isn't that true? I've known Paul Salute since I was 5 years old. We went to Howdale. We did that march, Paul. It was you. We were there on that march for the age of consent. It was Conservative government. It was John Major's government, actually. I think John Major was in power in 2004. Me and Paul Salute, we marched to Parliament with a gay pride, with all the gays and all that. There's a whole lot of us. But Paul was there, anyway. But we lowered the age of consent down to 18. We didn't get the age of consent lowered to 16 in 2004. Do you remember the Charge of the Light Brigade? It was the night Derek Jarman died, actually. Paul Salute. That's true, isn't it? So Paul Salute. It was, in fact, the night that Derek Jarman died, wasn't it? Do you remember that march in 2004, Paul? This is for Paul. My mate, Paul Salute. It was 2004 where we marched to Parliament to try and lower the age of consent from 21 to 16. John Major's government. It was in fact the night that Derek Jarman died. I said it was in fact the exact night that Paul, this is true. It was in fact the exact night, because that's the thing on the radio, isn't it? The exact night that Derek Jarman died. On the night that Derek Jarman died, Paul, on the night that Derek Jarman died, we managed to lower the age of consent to 18. There was about a few thousand of us actually. There was actually a few thousand on the march. We had a few thousand on the march. 2004, Paul Salute. There were several thousand people on that march. Are you still doing the choir, Paul? Do you still have your choir? Can you give me some music now, Paul? Paul Salute, I think he's in this gay choir actually. Paul Salute is in this gay choir. We did this march in 2004, lower the age of consent sort of march. Night Derek Jarman died. We got the age down to 18, 2004. It took another fucking 7 years or whatever to lower it to 16. That was the charge of the Light Brigade, Paul. Because everyone would, half the fucking marchers had HIV, had AIDS. Half the fucking marchers had AIDS. Probably a lot of us had AIDS. Actually, it's amazing. Paul Salute. Isn't it amazing that we've survived this long? 49 years now, Paul. So, Paul Salute. Isn't it amazing that we have survived 49 years? 49 years. We were together on that march. We did that march to lower the age of consent in 2004. Have you still got your gay choir? Because I've got jobs for you guys. No. But I'm saying, when we were kids, like, let's go back to sort of like when we were teenagers, right? Well, we weren't out at the time, were we? You know, we weren't out the closet at the time. But I mean, when we were teenagers, about 17, 18, 19, or whatever, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, something like that, until they went to university. Because most of my mates eventually went to university and they never came back, you know. They went to university and they never came back. But I'm saying, yeah. Do you remember when VHS videos first got released in about how old are we? 76, 76. About 1984. Probably about 1984, Bill. It's probably about 1984 when video recorders got released. When we got video recorders for the first time in the early 80s, we got video recorders. And we had these things called videotapes, right? In videotapes. Did you know in Hatfield we had about four or five video shops in Hatfield? We did. We had Video Venture, we had Video Age, we had Video Fair, Video Village, we had J&J, and the Market bloke on the market as well. We had J&J, Video Village, Video Fair. There was the Village People, but no, there was. We had about 4 or 5 video shops in Hatfield. Anyway, in the 1980s, early 80s. Do you know what we used to do on a Friday night after school? Because we all went to school together that night. We were all at school together that night. There's about a dozen of us at least. We used to go around Bill Shirley's house every Friday night. Never left till Sunday. Do you remember the weekends when we were teenagers, Bill? Bill Shirley, do you remember when we were teenagers? And every Friday night, because this is when videos first got released, like videotapes first got released. Me, Bill, Dan, fucking Roger, and everybody. We always used to go to pile into the video shop, like, on a Friday night. There's about 5 video shops. We used to get all these horror movies like The Evil Dead. We had The Evil Dead, Scanners. We had loads of porn, loads of fucking porn with sort of like, some of the porn we used to watch. Animal Farm. We used to got Animal Farm out one night or something similar to that. But anyway, we used to get about 5 videos out of the video shops, like all these fucking movies like Mad Max and shit. And we used to get about 5 videos out on a Friday night. And we used to go around Bill Shirley's house, because Bill Shirley, his parents used to go away every weekend, actually. when we were teenagers, Bill Shirley's parents, they had a summer house or something. They used to go away every weekend. Bill Shirley's parents, they used to go away every weekend. So we used to go around Bill Shirley's house on a Friday night. And we used to watch films. And then we used to go down the pub. Then we used to go to the pub. Because they used to let us in when we were young. We were only about 17, 16 when we got to the pub. Bill Shirley lived next door, like, you know. And we used to get to the pub. And then we used to come back from the pub. And we used to go for a Chinese or an Indian meal. We used to go to takeaways from loads of fucking restaurants in those days. In the 1980s. And we used to get an Indian meal or something. Well, Roger sometimes used to cook. Actually, I remember Roger cooking the potato curry quite a lot. Roger used to cook potato curry quite a lot. Mean potato curry. Lovely. And we used to play Dungeons and Dragons around Bill's house. Like. And then we used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and we used to watch all these films and get really drunk. And then we used to play Spin the Bottle and poker. We used to play poker quite a lot at Bill's. And then on Saturday, 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, the sun used to come up. You see, it's the funny thing about teenagers today. The moon comes up, it gets dark, and everybody goes to bed, right? When I was a kid, we used to hang around Bill's house till about 5 in the morning, sort of thing. And then the sun used to rise. Literally, we used to sort of like spend the whole night at Bill's, getting drunk as a cunt, playing games and poker and shit, watching films and shit, till about 5 in the morning, and the sun comes up. I think, all right, Bill says, all right, everybody get up. Clive Rhodes as well was there. I miss Clive. Do you remember Clive Rhodes? I loved Clive. He was a very, very dry bloke. I miss Clive. He was there quite a lot. And we used to wake up in the morning. We used to sort of like, well, we used to finish our games or whatever, you know. I was quite collapsed at the end of the night sometimes. I remember one time Dan Barnes actually found a contact lens. I was wearing contact lenses at one point when I was a teenager. I used to wear contact lenses. And I do remember one night I dropped a contact lens. We were drunk, come out of the pub, and I dropped a contact lens. And Dan Barnes, literally Dan Barnes, he got on the floor and he found my contact lens back in. Do you remember that night? Danny Barnes. Amazing, man. Best mate. He was a very good mate when I was 5. Since I was 5 years old. Dan Barnes. Very brown eyes. I used to know the whole Barnes family actually quite well. And well, yeah, I lost a contact lens, and Dan Barnes. It was Dan Barnes. He actually went on the floor and he found the contact lens. A little bit of glass on the floor. And Danny Barnes, he found the contact lens. I put it back in. I did fall asleep one night when I was drinking scotch. I got very drunk, and then I woke up in the morning and I couldn't see. I was totally blind. That was a Saturday night. Only Saturday night. So anyway, I went home on Saturday morning, because Saturday morning was dawn. You know, the sun comes up on Saturday morning. So we were partying all night. When we were teenagers, we used to party all night at Bill's. And Friday night, we used to party all night long. That was good fun all night long. And then the sun comes up and says, right, everyone's got to go home and go to bed. So I used to go home and go to bed for a few hours when we were at school. This is when we were at school. And then I used to wake up Saturday afternoon, go around Bill's again. We used to get 5 more films again. We used to get about 5 films again on a Saturday night. Then we used to go to the pub, listen to the jukebox, smoke a few cigars, go home, go back to Bill's, have a few joints. You know, we have a few joints. Maybe play Dance Dragons on a Saturday night. Get really, really fucking drunk and sort of spin the bottle and play poker with fucking whiskey and stuff from his dad's drinking cabinet. And then Sunday morning, what happened on Sunday morning was the sun used to come up about 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And Bill said, right, everybody's got to go home now. The sun's come up. Do you believe me if I told you that was a true story?